Welcome back to the 4 quarterfinals that we've got today. 2 are down, 2 more yet to go. We're about to hop into Rapha versus Maxter. Joining me once again here up on the desk is ZSX and Lethal. Gentlemen, hello, welcome. Have been enjoying day 2.
Yeah. It's been amazing. It's been incredible so far. It's been a lot of 2-0s, but we kind of get an indicator on how these players are going to play out throughout the course of today. But this one is special in its own right. I'm very excited to see how Maxter is going to do against Rapha in this series.
Yeah, I think it's been a quick day so far, we were just discussing, but at the same time, for the majority of them, really, really good matches. So I've just jumped off the B stream. It's sad. There's people going home now, people losing their lives here. So
it is sad, but that's the esports life, isn't it?
You're brutal week,
Brutal.
but it's the way it is.
Brutal.
Where men are made.
Yeah.
Sorry about
that. No, I mean, even the 2-0s have been, there's been some surprising. I mean, we just saw, obviously, Razy versus Avic on here. It was a 2-0. Razy looking incredibly strong and powerful. Avic still looking good, but a showcase of there might be some hungrier wolves out there. I don't know. We'll have to see. And this might be the case of one right here as Rapha taking on maxter. Rapha, I think everyone knows exactly who he is. Three-peater, someone who is 1,000. God, I just saw your watch for the first time. Holy crap. It's like a whole computer. God, what the hell? This is Rapha right here, and looking to bring that back. Admittedly, someone who has very high expectations of themselves and of their play, and I think what he sees in front of him right now with Maxter is definitely a formidable opponent, and I think Rapha has always traditionally given so much respect regardless of who he is playing.
100%. I don't think I've met anyone more humble or continually striving for improvement, right? And that's no disrespect to anyone. It's just considering how long he's been at the top, to sustain that is impressive in itself. Like, not even just within Quake, across any esport, it's insane. But you just mentioned it. He's going against someone he's actually notoriously struggled against. From the very first day he joined the QPL, Maxter was very raw, but still taking maps off Rapha. And he's somebody that has developed so much over the last year or so. It's been really, really impressive to see. And let's not forget, this is also his first LAN. He came to London, but they wasn't LAN server. This is a new environment for him, and he's somebody else that's just taking it in their stride as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I kind of feel like over the course of time, Maxter, we know he's got that speed and name skill behind him, but his adaptation has improved, especially this season. And you're right, before he was able to adapt and was a bit more predictable at that stage, he was still giving Rapha trouble. So the more he's going to improve with that dual experience, the more problems Rapha's going to have against him. I think even for Rapha himself, the only faults he really has is his aim skill now and again on those rare occasions, but still wins out his matches outright with his big brain plays, his 200 IQ plays he makes. But again, that's his veteran dueling experience overall, which Max is trying to catch up on. So both have their pros and cons going about this matchup, but you're right though, Dan's absolutely correct. Maxter has definitely given a lot of issues to Rapha in the past.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the picks in the band so we can jump right into this one. And I don't have them in front of me, which is great. I want to be surprised here. Is Deep Embrace going to be the first map here? And then Rapha choosing Veil, finally going on to Awoken as the final map. And automatically, I think, should we go 3, we're going to see some great action here across the board. But what are you laughing at, Dan?
Look at Veil. Another amazing respect ban from the most respected player in Quake. I mean, just can't deny the power of the scale bearer. But that's what I'm laughing at. Sorry. Yeah. We actually have Deep Embrace on Max. Do we know how much he loves that map? Interesting to see. I'm sure Lethal will have some stats there, but why Rapha banned Insomnia specifically in this matchup? Not entirely too sure, because Maxter picks Deep Embrace at any occasion. He does ban the Athena, which is very, very smart. It leaves Rapha with a multitude of choices, but he opts for the Ranger. Obviously, another pick where you can pick up the tempo, use the orb and the passive really, really well. But the Strog, also a great pick. We have Veil, which we know Rapha will pick if it's on the table.
Yep.
And he picks the Galena. Now that's interesting.
Yeah, it certainly is indeed. And just going through this map pool, interesting to see that Rapha's banned Insomnia, even though statistically CK and Awoken, it's not been his greatest maps, but it hasn't for Maxter either. So he just basically banned it for Rapha anyway. Deep Embrace is definitely something we would normally feel like, but it's in Maxter's court, of course, that's why he selected it. Veil, we always hear these situations where he enjoys that map, he feels like one of his best maps, but a statistical standpoint, it's been umming and ahhing about, how good he can be on it. I suppose it just depends how it goes his way, and also goes for that champion picks as well. But even looking at it, though, it's going to be very tough. And we do have Awoken, so I do feel like the map choices do favour maxter to some extent here. And yeah, it is also interesting that on Veil, we don't see an Aizen, we don't see a kill. But Galena is normally one of those picks where if someone does select an Aizen, etc., then Galena is a very good pick just to try and help her out if she's in a spot of bother. But nice seeing that Death Knight once again.
I still think it's a good pick here.
It's a good pick. Yeah.
I think I can see how Rapha could approach that. I mean, a lot of different ways. But yeah, I mean, what would the alternative?
Well, no, I'm just saying on LAN, we are on LAN.
Sure,
online,
we are.
On LAN, heavies seem irrelevant. People are just avoiding them at all costs. Online, I would have expected a Keel or maybe a Sorlag to pick up that aggression, right?
Yeah.
But nobody's picking them. And it's not to say Galena's bad. Galena's amazing on this map. It's just something Rapha often goes for the stack or the speed as an advantage in the picks. And here he's just gone toe-to-toe on both levels and said, I'm going to out-strategize you, which he could definitely do.
I mean, we have mentioned it a few times that, Rapha even said, like, hey, there's a meta of every tournament.
Yeah.
So far, the meta's been like, stay away from the heavy.
Basically.
But the only person who has kind of avoided that has actually been Rapha. Even in this case, he's like, and pay attention to what's going on over here. And, Scale is banned, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only heavy we see consistently and not just on Veil for as we talked about. So it's a really good matchup. I think in prediction-wise, I'm going to still side with Rapha for a 2-1 again. That's pretty much been the norm between these two. But a lot of people in the back are saying don't sleep on maxter. You've got your stable 6, everyone's looking at for top 6. Maxter's one that people are expecting could break that kind of monopoly at the top.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I was deciding in terms of predictions how this is going to pan out coming up. I was like, do I swerve in Maxter's way just for the hell of it, just to throw a spanner in the works? But no, I'm going to bottle it. I'm just going to say it should be Rapha. It could go all the way. It could be one of the very few series we've seen today which is going to go all the way here. And it wouldn't surprise me as Maxter in general, just how he's been doing, how he's been progressing so far this year. There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to.
All right, well, as soon as the game started, players are ready. We'll be jumping into this one. We do have one more quarterfinal after this matchup. That, of course, is going to be Wenger versus Zanaku. Another great one in front of us. Then we'll be going to the lower bracket where more players' tournament's life will be over. Brutal, like you said.
It is brutal, but this is esports, like you said, so you just got to deal with it, right?
Yeah, there's no participation awards at all. You only one winner, everyone else, unfortunately, not. So, yeah, I mean, I think this for a lot of people, they're looking at this to not only A, see like what is the potential power level of Maxter, but B, Rapha, is he the Rapha in championship form who is ready to potentially take yet another tournament? Could be kind of at least made a bit more clear after this matchup. So Lethal will check in with you after the match is over, but we are now hopping into Deep Embrace and looking forward to seeing how this one will play out.
I'm also just really excited for the maps. Like, we've seen a lot of slower placed maps, CK and Ruins today. Now we've just blown it wide open with Deep Embrace, Veil, and Awoken if we get there. So 3 of the most intense maps in the map pool. And we know Maxter loves Deep Embrace. Stuttering really badly.
Possibly. It looks like we may have to delay things just a little bit due to the technical difficulties. So I think we're just going to hold up for now and just keep on going and just see exactly what happens until this match does eventually begin. But it looks like they are going to do a restart and just go through and restart this game anyway. But going back to though, this is why I bottled it and I wasn't really too sure who was going to come out on top, because Rapha is one of the very, very few players in this kind of environment where when people do transition from online to LAN, what you get online with Rapha is identical, exact replica of what you get on LAN. And even at the top level, some players do make these subtle little changes here and there, which I think is going to help better themselves or just don't want to take too many risks considering they want to try and play like they do online. But it is a very tough road. And it has been quite a few years, of course, since they've been playing in a LAN environment. But because Rapha plays exactly the same, people know what to expect as well. So it could be on a shoe on the other foot. But for Max, though, he's not fussy. It's kind of very similar to Dramas, how he wants to try and progress and how he's going to defeat his opponent with that aim skill and the speed alone. But yeah, it's nice to see that as he's adapted and getting more of that dual experience, it's going to give Rapha a tougher road in this series.
Yep. I'm still blown away that you are wearing like a grandfather clock on your wrist. I don't know why I'm so distracted.
I thought you meant mine,
watch, but it's just like, did you see this, Lethal? Look at this thing. It's like
Mine is puny compared to yours. That's awful.
Yeah,
it's a representation of stature. So,
basically, I'm awful.
I didn't say that, but yes. So, you can borrow it if you want, Wheat.
I
know you're trying to look hip with the kids with your bomber jacket and your iWatch. But
I do not have an eye. It's not an iWatch. It's a Fitbit.
Oh, who has a Fitbit at 22?
What are you talking about? It's like keep track of my steps. I like got my.
You get your squats in mid
I
cast,
get my
arms out, yeah.
Squats, yes, exactly. So, all right, hey, we're loaded into the map. It looks like we're going to play. So I'm going to cast this one with ZSX, and Lethal will check in with you when the game is over. I think we're going in. Starts at 3, 2, 1. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, going into our third quarter final of the day, looking through the eyes of Rapha. And Deep Embrace. Deep Embrace has been making some showings here and there, but not as much as I think I would like it. I really kind of am fond of this map.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And we've seen some more unusual picks coming out on this map in the past, particularly with someone like Razor, who's been prioritizing Slash, in fact. But these players opting against it, going for the old school in Ranger and Strog, the tried, true, and tested. And obviously, Rail is going to be a huge part of this particular engagement. And maxter's winning it so far.
Yeah, some good map awareness there from Rapha. Ooh, maxter with some of his own. A nice rail. There is a trade there, but maxter looking good with a better stack. And, you know, expect, I think, what I would call sort of a pretty traditional style of play from Rapha, where he likes to feel out his opponent. Is my opponent hitting rails? What kind of routes is my opponent running?
Wow.
Great job. Unfortunately, the LG out on that one, and that is going to bring first frag to maxter as he slams one with Pika.
Nice. And the follow-up as well. Rapha really trying to assert dominance over by the Mega. It's not to be. He even burned the orb in that engagement weak, which means it's not up now for another 30 seconds or so. And maxter continues with the tempo.
The rail is picked up by Rapha as he's going to prioritize that one, but the LG of maxter, got to be careful underneath that wood board. Maxter's certainly keeping the aggression up, not afraid, not being intimidated by the fact that he's up against a multiple-time champion. We're going to see Peeker quickly go down, and now Mega is up. Scary moment here for maxter as he's trapped over the side, bounced up. Great LG, but maxter holding on and keeping that bead alive. 2 minutes in, maxter's up by 3.
And as great as Rapha is, and as often as it does work, he does have a habit of basing his style around just bull rushing all of the items. I just need to take the item. I will bully you off the items. Now it's working, but it's cost him 3 frags so far, which is that hyper aggressive style.
And we've seen that before, right? Like it's not even close to a situation where you get into worry mode for someone like Rapha. I think we've seen him down many frags in the past before, but maxter certainly showing, right?
But that's the point. It's indicative of why he struggles against maxter sometimes, because maxter is somebody that punishes that type of process. And he got aggressive here, and Rapha's actually come off second best in that encounter. He's left up the heavy in the process. There's the orb, but he just doesn't tickle it. Pika comes out again. It does connect.
Wow.
Rapha's living on the edge, but so is maxter without a rail. Rapha finally finishes off his prey.
I mean, not only the flick rail there on Peeker, but then the little slice of pixel that he grabs right there. Suddenly we went from a 3 frag lead for maxter to now just a 1 frag lead.
He's also so early for this heavy, and that's just going to be death for you, as Rapha knows the exact second it's going to spawn, bullies off maxter and leaves him for dead. down in the murder hole. Rapha can't finish him off yet, but he doesn't want to.
Yeah,
he just wants to secure this Mega.
He absolutely knew that based off of where maxter was, that he's like, that Mega's going to be mine. And if maxter sticks around for it, it's not going to turn out well for him. And Peeker come out again. No rail used on that. Just clean it up with some machine gun. And maxter very, very low, so has to be careful. There's only a little bit of health over on that side. He's picked up what he can. Rapha with the better stack on top of that heavy. And now in the rotation back over to the Mega.
Huge
Can
stack.
he find a rail?
Needs a second round to feel a little bit more comfortable here in this engagement. But as I say that, Rapha picks up a Mega, regains all of that lost health. Critical rail that he just missed, and he's even lost one of his own from maxter's perspective. And again, he can't get a foothold on this map whatsoever. The split on the major items is so large, and Rapha's being so efficient around the map that maxter is left for dead.
Big read right there. Rocket jump up to the top. Peeker comes out. He knows exactly where his opponent is. Around the corner, direct rocket. Second one, and that one hurt. Rapha now taking the lead 4-3. A nice pair of rockets. But maxter with that LG, anticipating the go for that Mega, was right on it, but not a whole lot he could do.
No, and Rapha's got 3 items on rotation at this point in time. That's the big problem for maxter. Even getting the lights is pretty hard, let alone trying to challenge for any major item. And on a map like Deep Embrace, you just have to. Maxter started off strong, but some of his rails now are just not connecting, and that's always been one of his best assets. So needs to find a way to string together a couple to feel comfortable to pick up a major item.
And now it kind of comes down to, like, how am I breaking the cycle, right?
Yeah,
Rapha
exactly.
is always looking for that level of control right here. Peeker's going to come out again, does a little dance, but jump pad back up.
Oh,
Great
nice.
rail from maxter. Needed that one. There was a trade right there, though. He's got to be careful. Is going to be able to grab that Mega, but a quick orb over to grab the heavy. Still a 1-frag game, and maxter certainly not laying down.
Not at all, but he has got himself back on the map. However, because, as you pointed out, the vast majority of those are trades, Rapha's still in a decent position. maxter's also not experienced this high ground for a good couple of minutes, and that's been massive for him and limiting his output. Good trade from maxter's perspective there. And now the items are split up, so maxter is building his way back into this set. And in spite of the dominance for Rapha for the last 5 minutes, it's still only 4-3.
Yes, an interesting little exchange there, as both players knew that the other was likely going to grab the major item, but Rapha went around for that heavy. Maxter,
No way!
Kind of whiffs that orb right there. 4-4. And now on the LG off the top, and Rapha brings that back. Unfortunately, machine gun down. We're tied yet again, 5-5.
Can't cast under these conditions with the aggression coming out from behind us. He had a right to be pissed there. So I don't know how maxter got away with that one, but you know that's part of the game. Tilt Shane and you're in with a chance.
Great rail from maxter. Yet again, just looking for the shot, the opportunity.
Huge rocket as well. The peak is just stiling around. Finally, maxter gets the frag and the lead. 5 seconds to go. Rapha can't even pressure this. He's got the orb, but he hasn't got the weaponry. He won't be pushing this, surely. Oh, he is just before, but it doesn't work out. I'm not sure about that one, Wheat.
Yeah, I mean, had another set of weapons, but off of it again.
No
There's the
way.
LG. Rapha wins that one, but it is a trade as the RL comes out. 6-8 now. There's about 3 minutes left to go. Rapha down by 2. maxter still holding on, bringing it back, climbing up against that wall, and did a great job. Didn't panic. Let Rapha have his room. Struck when the opportunity was there. Now we're going to have the heavy coming up here in just a moment, and I think this is going to be a pretty important item in the grand scheme of things.
Man, that push off the spawn with the LG was huge. The fact that he got the trade and got the spawn, that's kept him in this set. Rapha, though, doesn't, or isn't connecting with rail, should I say, and maxter is. This time the Pika doesn't work, but maxter's in the vicinity, and Rapha's just going to dominate that high ground and say, you can't get out for free. Look at maxter trapped like a prey, and Rapha bullying him in that corner. That repositioning from the orb was fantastic.
That was absolutely fantastic. He saw it, anticipated it, and unfortunately, maxter couldn't really respond quickly enough. It meant he was kind of trapped back at the side. But maxter's still been doing a good job, like holding on and trying to reclaim some of that lost ground with those rails.
He's in a tricky situation now. He just can't take any items at this point. Hasn't got the right weapons either. He's worked his way around the map, but hasn't got a rail. He's heading over that way now, but rapha's going to be coming and coming soon. He's also got the orb to push in for. You need another rail, maxter, to really challenge for this one. Then there's the orb. Rapha is taking a lot of damage. He hasn't got the right weapon out either. He goes on up, and he's been converted. More desperation, it seems, from Rapha. The frustration is real as maxter's rail begins to connect. He's going in aggressive again. He knows he hasn't got time to let maxter run the map, but this time maxter holds his ground.
He does. Very, very close on that one. LG yet again. It's been Maxter's go-to. He's got to be careful, and Maxter's going to get another LG kill. That makes it 7-10. That could be pretty close right there. Maxter now has to protect this lead a little bit. The aggression from Rapha is real. Big, big rocket coming out. Maxter's just going to put himself behind the hallway. He is going to go down. There's still 40 seconds remaining. Heavy is going to be up. That'll give at least one more charge chance here for Rapha.
The way Rapha's playing off of the spawns here, it feels so reminiscent of old school Quake. You don't really see that in Quake Champions of just, I'm going to run at you and bully your way back into this map, but he's going to have to do it again with 20 seconds to go. If he needs it, it's going to happen now. He's found Maxter, but he's converted him as well. He's got the orb, but he decides not to take it. He's trying to force the spawn, and Maxter holds it off. He's going. He's got an LG, so he can take this fight. As long as he doesn't get knocked into oblivion, he should be okay. Rapha has to drop. It has to go now, and it's just not enough. Damage.
It's not. No, the Mega there also helped out Maxter tremendously in that final exchange. That's going to make it a score of 9-11 and some back and forth. You know, great start there from Maxter. Rapha crawling it back. And it was about that mid-level point. Yeah, you pointed out the damage right there. 4,800 for Maxter. I think, what was it on the other side?
36.
36, yeah.
1,200 more damage. No, that's just the way Rapha plays, but it just shows you the level Maxter was at. And I didn't even feel that Maxter was being as clinical as we've seen him in the past, but he was doing what he needed to. Rapha, though, was just running and running and trying to use all of the stack, but Maxter's resilience was profound.
You know, I do think one of the big turning points of that matchup was the orb over the heavy to try to get back there. Right there, we just saw it right there. I mean, where he also sort of exited the orb, you could imagine that fight going a lot different if that heavy was there when he exited. Boom, picked it up. It's just a little bit past it. The momentum takes it a little bit past it, and then there's not much that he could do. Rapha, though, showing like, hey, I'm not going to give up until this very last second. Was close here, but again, you look at that health, 140, that Mega essentially won the game for Maxter.
And I don't want to say it was uncharacteristic, but there were definitely some moments off of the spawn where he just plus forwarded into Maxter. They worked out, actually, so maybe it was well calculated, but you know, it did seem slightly too unnecessary. And then we saw similar frags over by the heavy where you're like, this is a really low chance it's going to happen, Rapha, and he got converted off of it, orbing up twice onto that heavy area, trying to steal it away.
Well, I mean, you mentioned kind of reminiscing on like old school Quake, how that is absolutely a strategy, and you got to remember like where Rapha was raised, and that's old school Quake right there. So it's like I look at that, I'm like, yep, that's
that works,
that's viable. Also, I think when you're confident about your own ability to aim, etc., I could see you decided to make that, but I think it means you got to put some respect on Maxter's name, right? And he's shown that he's hungry. He wants this. A few people, even during the interviews, had said, "I'm putting Maxter's name on that list as someone who I think has the potential to do some damage."
I mean, you know me. I've been a Maxter boy since the Kaká days, so like it's. I'm still there. I'm still rooting for him. But Rapha's in a sticky situation now. Like, that was obviously Maxter's pick. We're moving on to Veil, which we know Rapha does enjoy for many, many reasons. But we're in a completely different situation where he's on the back foot going into this. He doesn't want to go down to the lower bracket. There's some spicy names down there, Wheat.
Yeah. And I mean, you got to look at it in stages, right? You can't be in loss of map 1 and be like, oh, shit, who am I going to face in the lower, right? You know, I mean, this is, you talked about experience. Well, guess what? Rapha's been in this situation many, many times. Maxter, you know, that needs to evaluate the situation he's in too, right? Very close to potential victory, one map, but also understand that just because you take a map doesn't mean like, oh, I'm good, I got this one in the bag. Some, I think some challenges on both sides and kind of dealing with that.
What I want to see from rapha on this map, me giving rapha advice now, is just refine it more. Again, that hyper-aggression has just, every time I watch the matchup against, particularly maxter, but when I see rapha lose, it's because he succumbs to the aggression, particularly on Veil. I know it was when it was like Scalebearer versus Keel, and we just saw rapha trying to bully his way in.
That's why I like Deep Embrace, because that brings that out in players. I don't see that happening on Veil. It's just a different map. I think that it's a map where you are typically not rewarded for that aggression, so you do got to be careful. But maxter, we're looking through his eyes here as Veil begins. Now, my other big question is, right, how's the DK going to factor into this? I can see where the totems are pretty big, right? Out of the exit teleporters to be able to zone and protect certain areas, and also the overstack. So I do see a lot more utility in the favor of rapha as we kick off the second map.
I think the Galena has definitely more upside, but at the same time, the DK is the DK. We know that he has the capability to turn fights on its head and blow the game open. But at the same time, we've seen limited effectiveness of the Flame Strike in this tournament so far, so maxter has to use it in the right way and at the right situation.
I mean, with that being said, we just watched maxter take away both of the major items, so that was probably the best possible start that he could have. Now, I don't know that either of them have. No, rapha has a rail. Oh, maxter has a rail now, too. So they're both rail. rapha doing a little bit to try to, maybe keep that out of the hands of maxter. But
yeah, lovely double back by maxter. He's going to lose out on both major items himself, but really nice double back just to say, hey, I'm here, rapha. Watch your step. Take away a bit of stack. But the tables are turned now. maxter's got his fighting stack, and that's okay. He's going to wait around for this flame strike to come up before he makes any sort of commitment. But lovely tribe up from the low ground.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like rapha's the one who I think has really started using the tri-bolt, especially on this map here. maxter's dishing out a little bit of his own medicine.
Oh, nearly catches the feet at the Galena. Not quite. He's going to try and stick around. If he hits a rail, then he'll commit because he's got the Flame Strike. He's just using it to zone and delay. He's ticking away. Hits nearly 2 rails. Just the one will do for now. But rapha would go out and steal away a couple of lights. That's the problem.
They're trying to catch him over on the side. There's the tri-bolt answered back. 2 minutes in, still 0-0. maxter is going to take out some more totems now.
Oh, lovely.
Great rocket. I think he really needed that one. Can't really defend the heavy from that position and needs to restack anyway. So rapha certainly seems to be on the hunt. Ooh, narrowly avoiding those 3 rockets as well. 2.5 rockets.
Yeah, and Veil's all about the angles. You don't even need the major items, really. And it's not the end of the world that rapha's getting this stack, because you can play a lovely defensive range game. But the problem comes like this. If rapha's the one in control and he hits the earlier damage, that's when it becomes dicey for you. But maxter's doing a good job on the defense. The question is, how can he get out of here? Because rapha's bound him, bouncing him around, and he actually falls into the acid.
I didn't see it, but there might have been a little smirk on rapha's face and that happened. But it's only 1 frac. Both players incredibly low as the LG battle tries to bring it out.
Away the mega.
Great tri-bolt. Almost hitting its mark. Yeah, and maxter needed that one to come back alive. rapha trying to use totems to zone out there, does grab that heavy. And now we've got about 10 seconds between these 2 items, which is going to open up the possibility for full control here.
Absolutely, and this is what I was talking about in terms of the playstyle. Definitely more calculated, more reserved, playing the angles and doing the pre-work before advancing. So nicely played by rapha, but maxter doing also an amazing job on the defense, which is limiting any opportunities for rapha to make those moves he wants to.
I do think that we see a more calm, calculated rapha after that first map. rapha now setting up for that heavy. He seems to be finding control. He knows he's got maxter trapped here. How's maxter going to deal with this one? Coming out of there, rocket. Ooh, risky play, but it works out for him.
Yeah, thought he would go on TP into the back room, but decides to go out in front of his opponent. The items are still split enough that rapha can quite easily take both of them. A lot of damage coming out with that flame strike, but it's just a drive-by. Runs into the totem as well. He's going to try and defend this heavy. It's risky players. He's got nothing to work with. Rapha forfeits it, goes down below. maxter steals it away, but for what cost? He hits a rail.
Rapha's got to be questioning that one, right? Oh my goodness, a haircut with the railgun.
Jeez.
That was close on both accounts. There's the rail from down below.
So early though, and Rapha knows the timing. He can bide his time. He's trying to get out of dodge, and he does, but he's living on the edge weed.
Yeah, is he gonna go grab it? He is gonna have the benefit.
Oh,
the rocket jump!
He misses it! No!
Oh no! He hasn't gone for it yet. Oh my gosh, that would have been such a different scenario had he actually gotten up there, took the damage from the rocket jump, and gave away his position, and let rapha set up for the trap, get the frag, and the heavy. I'm sure there was a head shake on that one.
Yeah, most definitely. Max is still more than in this. He's connected with a couple of rails now. You can see rapha stack waning. The Mega's taken, though, just in time. But another rail from maxter. Surely he's going to keep the pressure on for the heavy. rapha's just trying to steal away anything he can on the run. But this time he thinks it's an item too far and lets maxter take that one. So maxter is very much back into this map in terms of stack.
I mean, in such a way that it's like if maxter hadn't hit all of those shots, he would be in a real bad spot. Rapha answering back with a rail, kind of playing maxter's game a little bit.
An interesting, rapha has made zero attempt to even look for the overstack. It's all about the efficiency, just retopping off his health with these totems. Not been tricky with them, putting them down corridors. It's just, all right, I'm low, I'm going to use it now. So interesting that he's just trying to keep as healthy as he can to prevent any aggression from maxter.
Yep. Now defending outside the portal. maxter still going through, still landing the rail.
No way, he's building him off and the Mega's coming up.
He's got the stack, he can take the rail. There's one, but gets the Mega. Has to be really careful here. Very risky.
Oh my God!
It was risky by rapha to stick around, but rapha does it anyway. maxter now on the board with one.
He's also pushing in aggressively here. He knows maxter hasn't got the right weapons out. He's done a lot of damage, but he himself is in a little bit vulnerable position. He's trying to get away. Gets caught, but maxter swapped to the tribal at the last second. The Mega's up now, and surely rapha's going to contest this one. Flame Strike comes out. Unfortunately, doesn't do anything, though. Lovely rail combo, but rapha's still stolen it away. He's sticking around with the HMG. And this is what rapha's good at, just taking the map away!
Oh my God, maxter holding his ground, hitting the rail, less than 3 minutes to go. We're tied 2-2 as both players have really shown an incredible demonstration of skill here.
He's got him trapped. If he hits this rail, it's huge. He doesn't even need to commit. And there, rapha comes out. He's got a rail of his own. He does exchange, but the Mega's up. maxter's happier with this one. The heavy's up in a few seconds as well. maxter will be just dotting his way around, making sure there's no shenanigans from rapha. And then he should be sitting pretty. Another amazing rail and a flame strike to boot. rapha's still fighting his way through. He hits another rail, but no!
Oh my God, I don't think maxter realized that he had knocked him down right there. We saw it through the map, but rapha then picking back up his lead, and then a double rail off of the jump pad. 3-2, maxter incredibly low right now, down to 2 seconds, and there is the LG cleanup in the RL room. rapha now grabbing that Mega. This game, Dan, this game.
It's not over yet. It's 2 minutes to go. We've seen it turn on his head. They're both hitting incredible shots. rapha's entered the room once again, but this time maxter kicks him out with a vengeance. But we know what rapha's going to do. He's been doing it all game. He's just going to bully his way onto the item. He's up top already. There's the double rail.
The perfect zoning there with the flame strike as well coming out. rapha had to course correct.
He knows where he is. He's in the corridor. There's nothing for rapha to work with here, but maxter actually lets him off the hook. Oh, I thought he should have pressed his advantage there.
I mean, he had something to work there. He had a rail and an RL. I think he was in a good spot there. rapha, though, holding on to this one frag lead. maxter clearly with the stack. He's ready for it. Catches him down below.
He's going to push on through, though. He's gone through the TP, and he's onto the shotgun.
tied up, 9 minutes on the clock, 1 minute left to go. We're tied 4-4.
Oh, lovely rail from rapha there that hopefully won't signal the aggression because it's not worked out for the last few times. But this is a big item coming up, Wheat. rapha needs to make himself heard. maxter's up top, setting the trap, but rapha's down below and lets it get out for free. Huge stack advantage and a flame strike.
I think you almost have to let that one go and say, I might have to play for sudden death here. rapha off the top. Takes a little bit of LG damage. maxter still holding on.
rapha doesn't... Is he on the heavy? He's in the area and he's very early. This could be troublesome. maxter's going to sneak in below. He knows the timing exactly. He's pushing on through. Hasn't used a flame strike. He's holding on to that. And rapha, as you rightly said, he's playing for sudden death, as any Frank now is most certainly going to be the end of the game. He's holding strong in this corridor. He's done a lot of damage, but there's another rail from maxter. And rapha has to get out. He's up top, raining down pain, but maxter is actually going to make a move here. Jeez, they're living on the edge, both these players.
Both of these players. Yeah, rapha picks up that mega. maxter stack now not looking too great, but in position for that heavy. Got to be careful. Rail could be huge. There it is. Nice damage coming out on both sides. Try both the rail from rapha. rapha now on the chase. Got to be careful. Defensive rockets. 1, 2.
Why are you chasing that?
rapha getting hit. This is bad news for him. There's another defensive rocket coming out. rapha
my
so
God, he's got
very
one
low.
health. Oh my Jesus.
rapha back in it. maxter gonna grab that mega. Most intense 50 seconds of sudden death I've ever seen in Quake.
rapha just living on the edge. Even his rocket jump nearly finished the game for him, but he's still alive, and you don't want to give rapha an inch. He's got back to starting stack. Another incredible rail coming through. The flame strike doesn't do anything, and rapha has to get out. Once again, he's just not in the right area at the right time. There's nothing up on the map except play, keep away, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to make his way over to the mega again. It's going to be up in 3 seconds. Will he survive?
Oh
No!
my God! At 5-4, maxter pulls it out there at the very end. GG's called. What a sudden death. Another almost 4,100 damage for maxter, 31 for rapha. Probably one of the most intense Veil games I have seen. The trail, excuse me, the rail trades, the back and forth between the mega and the heavy. And, you know, maxter's going to do what he said. I think earlier he said, I think I can do it. And we now have another 2-0 in the quarterfinal, and this tournament just got flipped on its head.
I mean, I'm getting too old for this. I don't know how you feel, Wheat, but Jesus Christ. Please, welcome to the desk. Please, take over.
Lethally straight up dead. He died in the green room, something with his heart while watching this, so I'm just filling in for him. But oh my God, that was the hypest series we've had all finals. That first match, so much back and forth. maxter, his aim, incredible. Significant damage advantage. And then this one, map 2 on Veil. Overtime to chase both of these players, right? First rapha in control, then maxter, then rapha running for his life with a sliver of health before maxter finally closes it out in an all-stakes LG battle. What an incredible series.
Just how much rapha control rapha had. Max nearly did as much damage with just the rail as rapha did across the board.
I mean, the number of rails that he was hitting was just
insane.
It was insane.
I mean, I favored rapha to win just purely because it's rapha, but, you know, in my heart I said, I thought maxter could do it. A 2-0 though, that is another level. And maxter just executed perfectly because the pressure from rapha was relentless. He was constantly charging these items. He himself was hitting some insane shots.
Yes,
and maxter was just connecting with clutch all the time.
Yeah, I do think that, you know, DK and the Flames, it wasn't there to do the damage. It was there to try to control, like, rapha, you're going this way, I want you going this way. You know.
There were times where, as you rightly said, it did sufficient, you know, aware to delay Rapha or to prohibit his aggression. So it was a useful pick. And again, we saw a very different use of the Galena. A lot of people back in the day would have just parked in the corner, set up the totems, got the overstack. No, Rapha realized this is going to be a brawl. I need to keep as healthy as I can consistently.
And admittedly, I kind of went into that one thinking, well, the Galena will help him control that top area, maybe over by the heavy a little bit better. But it's just not necessarily the way that he kind of approached it.
No, and it was still a good use. Like we saw a number of times he was dropping the totems, particularly by the Mega, dodging in and out, taking the health, coming back out, and it nearly won him a number of fights, but it was the rail of Maxter. It's as simple as that. He just hit too much for Rapha to cope.
Yeah, in the end, that ended up being the decisive factor. But indeed, those totems, especially the ones at the Mega, I wanted to bring that up too. Right behind the pillar, around the corner. Maxter basically never cleaned those ones up. They were there pretty much the entire game, and every single time that Maxter came to challenge, Rapha was just like, all right, let me just dip back onto the totem, and all of a sudden got 50 points of stack back. So that railgun proved to really be the crucial factor. 56%, 2,300 damage. Maxter, you're insane.
There's also an element of like, we've seen Rapha in that position before, right?
Yep.
It's not like, oh my God, the first time Rafa's ever lost. We've seen him in that position before where he is near loss. And the number of times that he has been able to pull that out. So from that perspective, I really have to give Maxter credit. I never saw him panic. Even when he, missed shots or like things where I'm like, I think he probably should have hit that. He'd turn around and then 2 seconds later hit a shot where I'm like, wow, wasn't expecting that. You have to give someone who this is their first LAN. They're up against a triple champion in Quake Champions and also a champion in so many other versions of Quake. And a testament to Maxter, his calmness that we're always calm. It's almost become a meme in QPL. Like, look at that guy's posture, and he's always so calm. And it's like, well, that's what it can do for you. So, on one day I might say, man, it's really weird and kind of sucks that we're having all these 2-0s in the quarterfinals. But on the other hand, I'm like, oh my God, we literally are getting a tournament unlike one we've ever had before in Quake Champions.
Yeah, and it all comes down to, you said it on day one, everyone is so much better.
Yeah.
And you're right. Back in 6 months ago even, Rapha would have won that series. And we would go, wow, Rapha's great, as he is. But there's another day at the office for Rapha.
Yeah.
But now everyone's just one step better. And he's not winning that anymore. And players are just catching up. And this is why there's so many of these results that are upsets. And it's been 2-0s, but the vast majority of games today have been that close throughout.
Well, we got one more quarterfinal coming at you. And like, who knows what to expect at this point. I mean, hell, I think Flea might actually win the tournament. I don't know. Like the way they Wenger versus Tanaku coming up next. We're going to take a quick break, settle down a little bit, run some laps, do some push-ups, whatever. We'll be back with more of day 2 of the Quake World Championship right after this.